That's what a divisional matchup's about. Grit and guts and relief pitching. The starter going 106 pitches, for goodness sakes. And, of course, the Phillies win 2-1 over the Atlanta Braves. Ricky Pitalico, I'm Michael Barkamp, Ben Davis, and Tom McCarthy in a moment with a special interview. Ricky Bo, this was a great win. It really was. They left a lot of guys on base, but through it all, there's Zack Wheeler.
Yeah, they left too many on base, but Wheeler was outstanding. Like you said, he throws 106 pitches. I mean, striking out the world, really. And he did it a lot with fastballs. I thought his fastballs were really sharp, really on point, and we'll talk more about it after this interview.
Yes, we will. Ricky Bo, what do you think of Wheeler? He lowers his ERA half a run, which is awesome. He's under 4 now. He's pitched very well against his hometown team. You think he should have been in there for one more inning?
I think that would have been pushing him a little bit. I mean, you're talking about 106 pitches. Here's the problem if you go into that type of situation. The guy dealt. He pitched a beautiful game through 8 innings. You throw him out there in the 9th. If he gets one guy on base, he's getting pulled automatically. They're not going to let him take a loss in this ball game. So it would have been one of those things where, okay, you go out for a hitter. If he gets on base, then you're done. I don't like a lot of relievers coming in with runners in scoring position anymore. Yeah. I think that's one thing that to me is a big deal for the Phillies. Do you really trust a lot of guys out of that bullpen? You saw Kimbrel come in, gave up a solo home run. What if he comes in that game and there's a runner on base? Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden this thing turns around in a different direction. But back to Wheeler, I mean, that was the best fastball command I've seen him with in 2 years. Not just a year. This is the best he threw the ball. He had a really good spin on his breaking ball. And he had those hitters off balance all day long. And I don't want you to forget something, because this will go by the wayside. Yes. Alec Boe. Mm-hmm. That play he made early on in the ball game. Think about how big that play is right now. A run-saving, diving play against Marcell Ozuna. Yeah. To his right, towards the foul line. Throws him out from the ground. Outstanding play, and it only helped out Wheeler. Wheeler, when
look at his numbers, Ricky Bo. This is career against Atlanta, which is his hometown team once again. 11-7 in 25 starts, an ERA of 3 in 159 innings pitched, 53 earned runs, and 164 strikeouts. Yeah, his fastball average was up to 96.1 today. So that means he was probably throwing some pitches more towards 98 miles an hour, up in the high 90s. That's what you want to see from Zack Wheeler. I'm wondering if this is that Nola syndrome. You came into spring training, you really weren't quite where you wanted to be in spring training. Now all of a sudden you're 2 months into the season and it's starting to click in. I know a lot of those starts early on didn't look beautiful, didn't look very ace-like. This one very much did. And like I said, I keep talking about the fastball. He had 27 swings on a fastball, 13 swings and misses. Let's go to Ben Davis one more time down in Atlanta and continue that theme with Ben. Ben, thanks for joining us. Your thoughts on the fact that whether it's Zack Wheeler or Aaron Nola or any of the starting any of the pitchers really, and the lineup as well, that they just kind of got a slow start out of spring training and they're really hitting their stride, not strider, but their stride right now.
They are. The performance you saw out of Wheeler today was, there's not enough
special
good adjectives to use about the way he threw the ball today.
Ben, with regard to runners left on base, runners in scoring position, they're still struggling there, and we point this out because it was a tight game. Castellanos, 5 left on base. JT Realmuto, 6 left on base. Alec Boehm, 3 left on base. 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. I know there's another team on the other side of the ball there, so to speak, but they got to get better in that department, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the bottom line, and they know that. I think they're just kind of squeezing the sawdust out of it a little too much with runners in scoring position. They're trying to do a little too much. And, I like Boehm's approach today. I know he flied out to right field, but that was a ball that almost got out to right field. Acuna Jr. caught at the bottom of the wall. I'm starting to see some changes, and we saw it last night with the 2-strike approach. Stott continue, obviously, to be tremendous with 2 strikes. But I think they're kind of feeding off each other and, trying to put some balls in play. I know it didn't happen as much today with all the strikeouts, but I do think that they're starting to make some adjustments and realize that, hey, if I do put something in play, I mean, look at what Bryson Stott did tonight. He had 2 strikes, just punch to the ball. It ended up getting through Arcia and Riley at third base. So if they can make these adjustments and stay more in the middle of the field, I think they're going to have more success, especially with runners in scoring position.
How about that performance from Wheeler today?
Everything. He had everything going. Fastball 97, 98, I think at times. Maintained it throughout. Breaking ball was good. Sweeper. Slider. And, you know, got ahead of hitters and put them away. Got a lot of soft contact. So everything was going for him.
What's that conversation like before the eighth? I mean, are you thinking he gets two guys there with the lefty coming up, or what were you, like, going into that inning?
Yeah, so we had both guys up. We had Sir Anthony and Olsen up. So I told Wills, you got the first two guys. If you get them both out, you get Olsen. If somebody's on, we'll go to Soto. If you get to Olsen, he gets on, he'll probably be out of pitches. We'll go to Sir Anthony.
So you had Sir Anthony and Soto up. Is that what you're saying? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
How did his fastball command specifically look to you today?
Looked fine to me. They were saying that the fastball, the four-seam fastball, was really riding a little bit more than normal. And the two-seam had bite. I mean, they were chopping balls into our dugout, you know, all day long. So
You said that before the game, like once the two-seamer gets going, that's kind of when he takes off. Is that kind of what you saw?
Yeah, because you got to get to it. So it makes them susceptible to the outer half, right-hand hitters anyway.
Obviously, this is just one outing, but if he's able to kind of go on a roll here, what would that mean for the rotation, given some of the struggles?
Yeah, I think rotations are like anything else. Once a couple of guys get going, they sort of feed off of each other, you know, and it becomes a trend, and so yeah, I mean, that's who he is. He's a horse.
This is a really good Braves lineup, and since joining the Phillies, he has an ERA barely over 2 against them in 11 starts. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. Maybe he gets up for them. I don't know. Yeah. He's a good pitcher. They've got a good lineup. Usually good pitching beats good hitting. So I guess he pitches well against them.
Another good day from Stott and Turner in terms of production, not getting those runs still. Must be pretty encouraged with.
Yeah, it was good. You know, Clemens gets the double. Stott gets the sac fly. Clemens does a great job tagging and getting to third base, and then Trey gets the double. Those are our 2 runs. So, and we had some other opportunities. I mean, we swung bats pretty good today, but I mean, we had a lot of strikeouts. But we got a lot of base runners, and that's good to see. 5 walks, I think, again today.
How much did that play that Bo made, diving down the third baseline? Yeah,
huge. It was a great play, and presence of mind to stay on the ground and skip it over to first base because he knew he had time. Just a huge play.
So he makes a good play last night at first base, and then on third base, just defensively, have you seen like consistent strides from him?
Yeah, he's great. He's been great. You know, in the last year, he's grown so much, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's just fantastic.
Have you got any sense from Wheeler over the past few weeks that even though you can say he's pitched better than his numbers indicate, that he's been frustrated, or feeling that he's an ace, he's been letting you guys down, or have you felt any of that or sensed any of that from him, that he needed a game like today?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I mean, I feel like him and Noel are always confident, and if they have a rough outing, they feel bad because they know that there's a lot on their shoulders, but next outing they're just back to normal and they're back to just grinding.
What about Bohm, like going back to Bohm, what about his ability to go back and forth between third and first?
Yeah,
do you think that that's something he would have been able to do last season, like from a mental standpoint?
Probably not early in the season, but as time went on, we got later in the season, he got confidence in his defense and understood how to slow the game down from that perspective. I think he could.
Let's go to the clubhouse one more time. Here's Zack Wheeler.
Usually your bullpens?
Depends. Anywhere from 25 to 35-ish.
So I mean, you're repeating that pyramid quite a bit, that triangle.
Oh, yeah, but I was also working on other stuff, Okay. Just me and Caleb just working on making a pitch in that and kind of reading it and kind of pretend like a hitter was in there. If it was an aggressive guy, which pitch should I throw next? Kind of in-game type stuff. So I was able to.
Sometimes bullpen sessions can be kind of like almost autopilot in a sense, right?
Yeah,
And this
I
is
mean, you
not
have your
that.
routine, and you don't want to go over a certain amount of pitches. You want to get your work in, and you have to stop yourself a lot of the time, whether you feel good or bad. Because you feel bad, you want to throw more. You feel good, you want to keep throwing more. So you got to put on the break.
Is that your best start of the season?
Definitely.
When you're striking out that many, how challenging is that to keep your pitch count down to get that deep into the game?
Well, it's just getting ahead of guys. Getting ahead of guys, putting guys away quicker, less foul balls, which I've had a lot this year. And when you do that, your pitch count's going to stay down.